Welcome to Episode 2, Season 4 of Rating Your Nitro Type Profiles. Today, I'll be rating the next 10 people who entered. The winner will get $2 million of Nitro Type cash, second place will get $1 million, and third place will get $500,000. I'll also use a random number generator to pick one random person from today to win $500,000. If you'd like to enter, click on the YouTube video link in the description and watch the instructions on how to enter. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll get back to you as quickly as I can. Enjoy! The first profile for today is from Mr. Waddles. They think the best thing about their account is their team, and the worst thing is their words per minute. Mr. Waddles is in the Master League, which is very good. That is the 8th league along. They are using the typing machine title, which is pretty fitting for this website. They have an average of 47 with a high of 73. Both of those are pretty decent numbers. They have 2,382 total races, which is not a whole lot of races, but that's not really that bad considering that they've only been a member since May 13th, 2025. They have 133 profile views, which also isn't too high, but again, their account's only 2 months old, so you can't really blame them here. They have the Corsa Air 503 equipped. This is one of my favorite cars, and I like the gold trail they're using with it. I take a look at their garage. There's not anything too crazy down here, but it's actually pretty good, again, considering that they only have 2 months worth of experience. This is nicely arranged. I do like it. In total, they had 26.7 points. The next profile for today is from Friday Night Funny. They think the best thing about their count is their race count and join date, and the worst thing is their words per minute. Friday Night Funny is in the Legend League, which is very nice. That is the highest league you can be in. They have the Nitro Rich title equipped, which I do like, and it's kind of fitting for their car and trail combination. They have an average of 116 with a high of 154. Both of those are very impressive numbers. Nice job. They have 45,312 total races, which is a lot of total racing. Again, nice job. They've been a member since April 15th, 2018, so quite some time ago, and they have 3,921 profile views, which isn't anything crazy, but it's not too bad. But take a look at their car. They're using the gold standard. This is a pretty basic car, but it still looks good, and they have the gold trail going along with it, which matches really nicely, and I like the Nitro they have equipped. That also matches pretty well. I take a look at their garage. It seems to be pretty nicely arranged, lots of neat arrangements, and a pretty consistent paint scheme, so that's actually pretty good. Let's just see if there's any more down here. Alright, it's a pretty good profile. Total, they had 92.6 points. The next profile for today is from God Remembers. They think the best thing about their account is their garage and personal session record, and the worst thing is their join date. God Remembers is in the Legend League, which is very nice. That is the highest league you can be in. They have the Eternal Spring title equipped, which isn't my favorite, but it's not too bad. They have an average of 101 with a high of 169. Both of those are impressive numbers. Nice job. They have 44,801 total races, which is a lot of total racing. Nice job. They have been a member since August 25th, 2023, so about 2 years at this point, and they have 3,489 profile views, which is nothing too crazy, but it's not bad either. They're using the Perk, which is one of my favorite cars on the game, and I like this trail matches the car quite nicely. But take a look at their garage, another very nice arrangement here. This one seems to be a bit more symmetrical, which I do always appreciate, even though there isn't a super consistent paint color scheme. I do really like this garage. It actually looks really nice. Very good work there. Total, they had 74.3 points. The next profile for today is from Bermuda. They think the best thing about their account is their race count and their join date, and the worst thing is the fact that they only have the king of the race car for 125,000 races, despite having over 200,000 races. Bermuda is in the Legends League, which is very nice. That is the highest league you can be in. They have the Spell Checker title equipped, which I do like. They have an average of 129 with a high of 212. Both of those are very impressive numbers. Nice job. They have 221,002 total races, which is an insane amount of races. But that makes sense considering that they've been a member since March 22nd, 2017. That's a very achievable number to get to if you've been on the game for as long as this person has. They have 130,166 profile views, which is a crazy amount of profile views. And they are using the Blitz McLaren SLR 12.5. This is actually one of my favorite cars as well. I don't talk about this one as much, but I was less than 1,000 races away from getting this when they removed King of the Race cars. I was very disappointed, but still, very good car. I like the color, and I like the nitro and trail you're using with it. Take a look at their garage. I would expect nothing less than a really good garage from this person, and this is in fact a very good garage. I like the arrangement, and I like the consistency to the paint color. In total, this person, it didn't scroll up. Lovely. Alright, we're getting there. I'm a professional YouTuber, don't worry. Total, they had 166.2 points. The next profile for today is from Lay Zion. They think the best thing about their account is their 8-bit racer, and the worst thing is their car for 10,000 races. Lay Zion is in the Expert League, which is pretty good. That is the 6th league along. They are using the Single Tracker title. I don't see this one too much. It's an interesting choice. They have an average of 65 with a high of 142. Both of those are pretty good numbers. They have 17,127 total races, which is a pretty decent amount of total racing. They have been a member since January 24th, 2022, so a couple years at this point, and they have 4,216 profile views, which isn't anything too crazy, but it's actually pretty good considering their race count. If you take a look at their car, they're using the Hang 11. This is one of my favorite summer cars, although I usually don't see it in this color scheme, although I do think it looks pretty good, and I like the trail you're using with it. It matches quite nicely. If you take a look at their garage, this is a nice consistent arrangement. Even though there's not a whole lot of room to move things around, they still did do a pretty good job of arranging and sticking to a pretty consistent paint scheme. Very nice job. Total, they had 47 points. The next profile for today is from Sub 2 Henry Nitro type. They think the best thing about their account is their cars, and the worst thing is the fact that they only have one legendary trail. Sub 2 Henry Nitro type is in the Epic League, which is very nice. That is the 9th league along. They are using the Master Motorist title, which isn't my favorite, but to each their own. They have an average of 87 with a high of 107. Both of those are very nice numbers. They have 6,628 total races, which isn't a whole lot of racing, but it's not too bad. They've been a member since June 6, 2023, so a little over 2 years at this point, and they have 950 profile views, which isn't too bad considering their race count. We can take a look at their car, the Corsa Air 500. This is just a really nice car. I remember when this came out in season 27, it was a big deal, and it still is kind of a big deal to a lot of players. It's come back in the shop a few times, but it is a very nice car. I like it a lot, and I like the trail you've chosen to go along with it. It doesn't necessarily match the car, but it still looks pretty good. Take a look at their garage. They have a very consistent color scheme going on here. There's nice cyan, and then some darker blues, and they've got some nice arrangements going on down here, and there's nothing down here. You could keep expanding down here. I kind of like this arrangement. You could continue that throughout, but I'm not here to tell you how to arrange your garage. Very nice profile. Total, this person had 46.8 points. The next profile for today is from Blitz. They think the best thing about their count is their race count and join date, and the worst thing is their garage. Blitz is in the Legend League, which is very nice. That is the highest league you can be in. They have the Eternal Spring title equipped, which isn't my favorite, but it's not too bad. They have an average of 87 with a high of 151. Both of those are very good numbers. They have 22,450 total races, which is a pretty good amount of racing. They've been a member since September 15th, 2020, so a good amount of years at this point, and they have 1,870 profile views, which isn't anything crazy, but it's not too bad. They are using the Fenici Santa Sport, which is one of my favorite Christmas cars, but it's in this very interesting color scheme. You don't really see this too much, but it goes along nicely with this trail, so nice job there. If I take a look at their garage, lots of orange and gold in this, which I do like, and kind of some arrangement here at the end. I know you can't do that throughout the whole thing without using the Infinity Garage, but still, this is a very nice looking garage. Good job. In total, they had 65.9 points. The next profile for today is from Hope YouTube. They think the best thing about their account is their highest words per minute, and the worst thing is their join date. Hope YouTube is in the Legend League, which is very nice. That is the highest league you can be in. They have the I Have Fans title equipped, which is a really good title. I've had this equipped actually for a long time. Only when I got my verified YouTuber title did I change it out. They have an average of 94 with a high of 238. That's very impressive. They have 11,562 total races, which isn't a whole lot of total racing, but it's not too bad. They've been a member since February 7th, 2025, so really not all that long ago, and they have 1,235 profile views, which is pretty good considering their account age. They have the Corsa Air 503. This seems to be a pretty popular car, looks pretty good, and I like the trail they have equipped. It matches it pretty well. If I take a look at their garage, some nice blues with a couple greens mixed in here. Nothing too crazy to see here, just a nice garage, and in total they had 47.8 points. The next profile for today is from Lazarus. They think the best thing about their count is their king of the race cars, and the worst thing is their profile views. Lazarus is in the Legend League, which is very nice. That is the highest league you can be in, and to accompany that rank, they have the legendary Lapper title equipped, which is pretty good. They have an average of 133 with a high of 169. Both of those are impressive numbers. Nice job. And they have 46,595 total races, which is a lot of total racing. They have been a member since March 18th, 2021, so a couple years at this point, and they have 2,586 profile views, which isn't too bad, but it's not anything crazy either, especially considering their race count. If we take a look at their car, they're using the Liberty 14 Manta Ray. This is one of my favorite King of the Race cars. It's just a very clean, simple design based on a car that I really like in real life, and they've got this neat trail equipped. I like it a lot. If we take a look at their garage, I see a lot of red and then yellow. Ooh, this is a color transition garage. I like these. Very nice job. Yeah, it looks really good. And total, this person had 90.3 points. And the last profile for today is from Philippians 413. They think the best thing about their count is the race count and join date, and the worst thing is the fact that their title doesn't match their car. Philippians 413 is in the Legends League, which is very nice. That is the highest league you can be in. They have the league champion title equipped, which I do like. They have an average of 112 with a high of 148. Both of those are impressive numbers. Good job. They have 32,825 total races, which is a lot of total races. Nice job there. They have been a member since November 7th, 2020, which is a good amount of years at this point, and they have 1,670 profile views, which isn't too bad, but it's nothing crazy. Take a look at their car, the Fenici Zucchero, I think that's how you say it. This isn't my favorite car, it's just a lot. but it still is a unique car. You don't see a lot of people using this one, so it's good to be unique, I guess. And they've got this matching trail to go along with it, this same relative color scheme to the car, at least in my opinion. If you take a look at their garage, looks like just a lot of cars. I don't see a whole lot of consistent arrangement, but you don't have the infinity garage thing going, so I can't really blame you for not having anything crazy in terms of arrangement. Very nice profile, total of 81.8 points. And here are the results for today. Bermuda won with a score of 166.2, very impressive, congratulations. Friday Night Funny got second place with a score of 92.6, and in a very close third place is Lazarus with a score of 90.3. Very impressive profiles today. I'll be right back with your cash. Before I do that, I kind of forgot to do this last time. I'll do a slow scroll through the rubrics so anyone who entered today can see what they got. Alright, I'll be right back with their cash. Bermuda has gotten their cash, Friday Night Funny has gotten their cash, and Lazarus has gotten their cash. And as is the case with every episode, I choose one person from today with a random number generator to win $500,000, so we'll do that. We're going to get 9, so basically second from the bottom. That would be Lazarus. Congratulations, I'll get you your $500,000, in addition to the other $500,000 you got. And Lazarus has gotten their cash. That is it for today's episode. If you did enjoy, it'd be great if you consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. It means a lot to me. If you'd like to enter, and I highly recommend you do, click on that video linked in the description. If you have any questions about that, make sure to let me know, and I will respond to you as quickly as I can. Have a great day, and I will see you all in the next one.